Hello everybody, here is Obi Nandi with news from the science front. I'm a researcher in plant chemistry and also in linguistics. And currently I'm compiling a matrix with plant compounds and plant taxa. Today we want to speak about the publication on betulinic acid. Betulinic acid is a pentacyclic triterpenoid occurring frequently in the middle evolutionary level of angiosperms. Betulinic acid is absent, as far as I know, from gymnosperms, mosses and ferns, and lower land plants. It occurs only in angiosperms. We will test these hypotheses further with more literature. As far as I've seen, also in the basal angiosperms, like the Anita group with Ambarella, Nymphalis, and Trimeniaceae, Austrobelliaceae, and Eleutheriaceae. Betulinic acid is not present, neither in Magnoliates with the families like Anonaceae and Magnoliaceae, but it might be present already in Ranunculaceae with a lot of Triterpenoids in some families. And so here we have to be very careful about the distributions of these compounds. One of the most well-known sources of betulinic acid is, of course, the one in betula leaves. So if you cook or eat birch leaves, you will get the beneficial effects of betulinic acid. Some Wikipedia articles mention that betulinic acid is essentially active against tumors of ectodermal origin like melanomas and also brain cancers, but not so much on tissue cancers of the endoderm. Whereas here I found an article of the year 2013 of 8 purely Chinese authors from the Shanghai Hospital and the Military Medical University of Shanghai, but also of the Department of Gastroenterology and Hepatology of the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center. And this is a very interesting study with the title "Lamine B1 is a novel therapeutic target of betulinic acid in pancreatic cancer." So the purpose of the study: betulinic acid, a naturally occurring pentacyclic triterpenoid, exhibits potent anti-tumor activities, whereas the underlying mechanisms remain unclear. In the current study, we sought to determine the role and regulation of lamine B1 expression in human pancreatic pathogenesis and betulinic acid-based therapy. Experimental design. We used cDNA microarray to identify betulinic acid target genes and used tissue microarray to determine the expression levels of lamine B1 in pancreatic cancer tissues and to define their relationship with the clinical pathologic characteristics of pancreatic cancer. We also used in vitro and in vivo models to determine the biologic impacts of altered lamine B1 expression on and mechanisms underlying lamine B1 overexpression in human pancreatic cancer. results, the author group found that lamin B1 was significantly downregulated by betulinic acid treatment in pancreatic cancer in both in vitro culture and xenograft models. Overexpression of lamin B1 was pronounced in human pancreatic cancer, and increased lamin B1 expression was directly associated with low-grade differentiation, increased incidence of distant metastasis, and poor prognosis of patients with pancreatic cancer. Furthermore, knockdown of lamin B1 significantly attenuated the proliferation, invasion, and tumorigeneity of pancreatic cancer cells. And the conclusions out of these short abstracts: lamin B1 plays an important role in pancreatic cancer pathogenesis and is a novel therapeutic target of betulinic acid. So this again highlights the good usefulness of plant compounds in addressing degenerative diseases, even like cancer. A lot of triterpenoids show anti-cancer actions, and every of these triterpenoids has another mechanism of action, and a lot of this is now further investigated in modern research, and we can only point out the very high meaning that plants have for the study of human diseases and also for the hope of future drugs that can also be derived directly from plant compounds, like this has also been found in a derivative of olenolic acid, another very prominent triterpenoid from plants. It's also important for us to know which plants are useful to our health, and there I think it's a good tool to have a good knowledge of botany and also to know which plants are really non-toxic. It makes no sense to eat poison ivy, for instance, but some of the plants, and really a great part of plants, are very well tolerated by the body and are very useful for health. And this is quite a miracle how creation on Earth supports the human body. I think it's really beautiful to know that plants have such beneficial effects for human health.